Stepping, looking deep down the field for a big play, and he's got prime time. Prime time got green grass. It is picked off by Derwin. There goes Derwin. And he gets Derwin, get out of here. Let's go. Defense from Wesley Gittins.
All right, guys. In today's video, I am breaking down the 5 best offensive playbooks in Madden 26 from the perspective of a professional player. So I am picking the 5 most meta playbooks that I think are the hardest to defend in the game. All right, for our first playbook, we're going to be talking about the Benkert dimes, of course. I believe this is the best playbook in the game. I would rate it #1. This is what I run in professional tournaments, and if you watch me play any of my games the last month, any of the videos on the channel, any tournament I play, it's all in Benkert dimes, and here's why. Single back wise or iForm wise, there's nothing. This iForm close isn't good. But if we get to the shotgun, they have bunch X nasty and bunch tight end and trio HB weak. Those are your 3 main formations. I would say wide trips weak also has some viability, but I don't run it a ton because it has this quick fork zig play. But let's go ahead and break down why this playbook is the meta and why it's probably the most ranked playbook online and why, you know, a lot of pros are running it themselves. So most bunch X nasties have a certain set of plays that they have, and they're missing some. Whereas in the case of Benkert dimes, this playbook has every single bunch X nasty play in the game, except for one. Only one that's missing is this double post play that's in Browns. It's actually pretty good, but for some reason that one didn't make the playbook. But basically every other good bunch X nasty play in the game is in here. So let's go and talk about X cross. Probably my favorite play in the game. Probably the most versatile play in the game as well. I'm going to respot this ball real quick, just to get us on a hash. This play is only in 3 different playbooks, and 2 of them are in my top 5. So definitely a super good play. And if you look at it, you're like, okay, why is this one of the best plays in the game? It's because this corner route that Darnell Mooney is on is a sharp corner, but also a short corner. So a big thing with passing in this game is avoiding the switch stick. So let me show you an example. A regular corner route, even stemmed all the way down, it's going to end up at, I mean, according to the play art, you know, the 20-yard line, whereas this corner route is going to end at the 24, 25-yard line. Those 4 yards, 5 yards make a huge difference in avoiding switch sticks. Because if you do a simple route combo like this, slot fade your slot, streak your solo, and you can leave the solo side or put them on a return route. But what this does is when you have such a short corner route and the slot fade behind it, is your opponent, if they have, like, let's say a hard flat on the slot, they have to make a decision. They're gonna go, okay, with that deep blue on the right, that outside corner, am I gonna take away this corner route or am I gonna take away this slot fade? And obviously, you know, you would think slot fade, obviously take that away, but people get very aggressive in the game, and you just throw this slot fade over them for a 1-play touchdown. This route combo right here is one of my favorite in the game, and if you run any playbook with X cross, I highly recommend you put this play in your game. So let's go ahead and call it real quick. As you can see, they had a purple that guarded the corner route, so we just take our check down, and if they get a better rack, you know, that could be, you know, a lot of yards. Right here, they have a hard flat, short corner, and the deep blue has no chance of guarding it. So that play right there, X cross, is the most versatile play in the game. And I'm going to call it again, actually. I thought about calling something else, but I'm going to call it again and show you why it's so good. So it has that short corner route, but it also has this running back cross route, which, as you know, is one of the most popular routes in bunch this year. Super hard to defend because let's say they're in straight cover 0 and out of this dime look, if that slot corner is manned up to the running back, he has no chance of guarding him to the sideline because he's running straight right, and the slot corner has to go all the way across the field. So it kills man, kills zone, and then also you can do something like this. I was going to cross her, and now I'm completely attacking the other side of the field than the first route combo, but I still have this running back cross route on the field, which is stresses zones on the right while all my other routes attack zones on the left. And what will happen is this running back cross route will also clear out hard flats and curl flats from that return route. So we'll see what defense they run right here. And as you can see, they ran match. The match defender matched to the return route, and then the running back cross route was wide open. So X cross, very versatile play. I think it's the best play in Madden 26. So obviously a playbook with it in it is going to be one of the best playbooks. But besides that, you have drive under. I'm just going to quickly go into an example of this play. And let's go and watch Drake London on this route, and you'll see players on that route, it is another sharp corner, and they get a really good cut on it. So I'm going to run it one more time because they called up a crazy blitz. But as you can see, that's a sharp corner route. Not a good read. I'm just going to show you that, we do have another sharp corner to both sides. And in Madden, having sharp corner routes just simply is one of the most important things in the game for things like that, because I just beat man by 5 yards with no speed advantage. Drake London's 88 speed. That corner is at least 90 speed. That's Alontae Taylor's 95 speed. So short corner routes, one of the best routes in the game. You have them on both sides in this formation. And then besides that, you have all your other favorite gun bunch plays. So motion HB choice is a bomb play. Motion clear HB seam is a motion play with a running back route that is unique. That running back route is only on that play. And then obviously you have the staples of bunch like spacing switch. It's a very deep gun bunch formation. And then go to the bunch tight end, the same thing as gun bunch. They basically clicked on bunch tight end and selected pick all plays, and every single bunch tight end plays in it. So you have all the runs, which is off tackle and counter and inside zone. I don't really run the counter too much, but the off tackle and the inside zone are both very good. Mesh is one of the best pass plays in the game. And then you also have another cheat play with a wheel route. So a very, very deep bunch tight end to go along with, a perfect bunch X nasty is just a recipe for success. So you can run a route combo like this. Let's go ahead and put this guy on a drag and put this guy on like an in or a return route. So I'll probably look like this. And what's going to happen here is this tight end seam streak is going to clear out for your running back streak, and you still have a wheel route cheat play, which are super hard to defend in Madden. So as you can see, all the deep zones got cleared out by the streak from the tight end, and the running back gets wide open behind it, and that's just one of the right plays. Then you have mesh. Thing about mesh that makes it so good is this flat route on Darnell Mooney is like a speed flat. So if they're in man, which they are right here, he gets to the sideline faster, and if you get a better rack, you can cut that up the field, and that could be a touchdown. So ton of good plays in the bunch tight end. Also, you have an RPO bubble, super annoying to defend. They're in man coverage right there, so obviously they did defend it, but if your opponent's running zone, having RPO bubble in your scheme is never a bad thing. Almost always a good thing, easy to get free yards on, and that's what makes Benkert so good is you can run bunch X nasty or gun bunch tight end the entire game and never, never have to do anything else. But if you do, the trio formation has a bubble, it has a QB blast, and it has a running back cross route. If I can find the play, what it's called, motion trail HB sneak. So I'll show you what it looks like on the field. So you have an RPO bubble, you have a QB blast, and another running back cross route, which we've already broken down. It's one of the best routes in the game. So ton of good plays and formations in this Benkert dime. I would recommend if you run this, you definitely main one or two formations, but either way, very powerful formation, one of the best in the game. If you want to start winning more Madden games, then go to school.com/Wesley's Workshop or on the School mobile app, where you get access to full breakdowns of the exact schemes that you have seen me dominate with online and in professional tournaments. There's also a community page where you can ask me and other members questions, and there are weekly tips showing you everything new I find on the game as I find it. You can unlock all of this for $20 and start winning more Madden games now. All right, for our second best playbook in the game, we got the Jacksonville Jaguars, which if you've been playing online or been playing Madden all year, this playbook has been meta the entire time, whereas Benkert Dimes did not get good until about a month or two ago, probably 2 months ago, whereas Jags has been meta the entire year, and it actually got better in the most recent update because they added this formation bunch tight end week. This formation's really, really, really annoying, I'm not gonna lie, as someone that plays against it pretty regularly. What makes it so good is you have an RPO bubble, and you have a duo and a halfback draw. So you have two good runs and a bubble, and it has pretty good alignment, so you can still pass out of it. I'm going to call the bubble right here, and as you can see, the read key is on this D end, which is really unique. A lot of formations, the read key would be the slot corner. I don't know why it's the D end, but it makes the D end glitch out a lot of the time, and you can just get a one-play touchdown on a bubble. So that's really good. The duo is really good. They're on a 4-down lineman set, so the duo might not be as good, but duo kills dollar more than anything. So you have the bunch tight end week, and what a lot of people do is they'll come out in this bunch tight end week because it's in the middle of the playbook, and you can audible to a bunch X nasty, you can audible to a bunch tight end, you can audible to a Y off trio close, and you can audible to a doubles flex close week, and one last audible because you needed more, you can audible to a trips tight end. So this playbook is the most audible friendly playbook. It has the most good formations, and almost all of them have really, really good plays in them. Oh, and I forgot one. They also have empty quads, which has RPO alert, QB draw, which is one of the most annoying plays in Madden 26 because this bubble is so hard to defend. So they hike the ball. Luckily this time they ran man. It didn't even matter because he got picked up, and then it's a 30-yard gain. So like, the computer actually played the best defense you could think of playing on this play, and I still gained 30 yards. So that formation is really annoying. It messes up alignment of like every single thing you do. So super annoying formation. A lot of people run that nowadays. But yeah, so let's go ahead and break it down. So we talk about bunch X nasty a lot in the Benkert dimes, but in this one, it's a little more basic of a bunch X nasty, but you have all the essentials. So you have spacing switch, mesh spot, motion HB choice, and your cross route is motion cross post, or you have one more, what's the play called? Motion spot HB under. So you are missing a short corner route. You don't have one on either side, but you have everything else in bunch X nasty. And if you run this for half the game and audible the other half, it'd be a very, very good scheme. And then so an example of a good play you could call would be, let me go to this. Let's go to mesh spot, one of the best plays in the game. I'll put this on a hash real quick. You can streak your solo receiver, drag your tight end, and then put your slot on like a 15-yard curl route, and then you just have a really good play. They're hitting man up 3 deep, but we have the curl route, easy 20-yard game. I'm gonna call it one more play because I'm just not sure why they're calling man up 3 deep on us right now. 1, 2, 3. All right. Yeah, something like this. You have your check down to your tight end with a running back wheel behind it getting cleared out by a streak. So that's one of the best bunch plays in the game. Don't really talk about bunch X nasty too much because Benkert dimes, I did that a lot. You have the bunch tight end with the same cheat play as Benkert dimes, and you have off tackle inside zone, but you actually don't have the bubble. So keep that in mind if you're playing someone in Jaguars. If they go to bunch tight end, they do not have the bubble route. So that's a weakness of their formation. Then you have the wild trio close. This has been ran all year. People were calling this play called motion PA cross switch, and the good thing about this play is put in regular blocking. So this play has what we call duo blocking or PA blocking. What it does though is if they're stunting you, this type of blocking from your O-line picks up stunts very, very well. So in the beginning of Madden this year, when stunts were running rampant online, people ran a lot of their plays out of this play just to get better blocking. And you can do a simple route combo like something like this, and this is a very, very powerful play. You have a streak with a slot fade, and then you have a crosser across the middle. Crosser gets open. Unfortunately, the Saints insta-shed it. We're gonna one more time though, because this crosser they have on this play stock is very good. They blitzed us. We throw the crosser across the middle. It gets cleared out by both those streaks. And if they run cover 2 on your trio side, that slot fade can be a one-play touchdown. So as bunch X nasty, really good wide show close. And then another formation you can call is the trips tight end, where you have the QB strong power and the QB zone. So if you're playing Mutt and you have like Michael Vick at quarterback, for example, these two runs are super frustrating to defend. And then they also have a very, very good red zone. And one play I'd like to show off to you guys is, if I can find it, drive post. So I'm actually going to put them in man coverage because this play is just insane against man. I'm putting Overstorm Brave. Doesn't really matter. But this route that Brian Thomas Jr. is on just doesn't get defended by man, and it can't be pressed. So if they're in press man, he beat the press. But if they're in regular man, I'm not kidding. Every single time, Brian Thomas Jr. will always be open and get at least like a yard or two. And it seems like nothing, right? Like, okay, like the first time you got 1 yard, next time you got 10. But like in the red zone, this play, drive post, is one of the hardest plays to defend in the game because you cannot man up Brian Thomas because he will always beat man from the outside corner. So a lot of people run that, and obviously QB zone, QB strong power are very, very good. And just to top it off, they also have doubles flex while off close. One of the most meta formations last year, a little less meta this year, but honestly, it's gotten better throughout the year. You just hit him with like this route combo, was very popular last year. Drag your tight end, streak your outside receiver, or receiver on the tight end side, and then table your running back. And as you can see, triangle was wide open, tight end was wide open. But again, those practice mode sheds, guys, they do go crazy. I'll call it one more time. Tight end open, triangle open. Very, very good play, very good formation. Yeah, so I think that is the second best playbook in the game. And if you're an audible around kind of guy and don't want to just run bunch X nasty, I highly, highly recommend that Jaguars playbook. All right, guys, and this in our third playbook of the video, I think this might be the third best playbook, could be the fifth. It kind of varies in that range, but it is the New Orleans Saints playbook. And that's what makes it so good is, for starters, you have the heavy Saint. If you watched the LCQ Limbs a few weeks ago, someone ran an entire offense out of QB Power and QB Blast with Michael Vick at running back. So if you want to run the ball every play, I would say Heavy Saint is your best friend. Or if we're in the red zone, the Heavy Saint is very, very powerful. So keep this runs in mind, QB Power, QB Blast. Get a human joystick back there and you'll go crazy. Besides that, they have the doubles flex close, just like the Jaguars did, but they have an extra play, this motion HB fade. I'm going to go and call it for you guys real quick. This play's not in Jags. Let's go and let's put us on a hash. I should do this hash for this game. But this play has a short crosser from Vele, or your outside receiver, I should say. And you can do something simple like this, and this is a very, very annoying route combo to defend because you got a short crosser, so he beats man, obviously, and he gets in this sweet spot of zones. And you can do another route combo, which I'd probably recommend like this, where you really attack the short part of the field and you have a clear out for your crosser. So if they're blitzing you, you have a ton of options. They're in man, you have a ton of options. That is one of the best plays in the game. And that play is pretty rare in terms of good playbooks. I believe it's in the Jets playbook and the Saints. So the short crosser play, not super common, but you definitely want it in your arsenal. And let's go break down another play in doubles flex that's really good that you definitely want to call. And that is, man, where's it called? Where is it at? Motion dig HB under. Let's put them in whatever. It doesn't matter. The route combo I recommend is wheel your tight end and streak your running back. And as you can see, Tipton on the outside on the left, he is on a drag route, but it doesn't look like a regular drag route. This route sprints inside way faster. It's actually a speed drag. So it's way better against man, and it's very, very annoying to defend in zone because you're not used to a drag route running this fast. So I'm going to run it. As you can see, he jets inside, and they were in man coverage, and I got 15 yards, and that's a Lante Taylor, a 95 speed corner. Like, it's probably like an 88 speed receiver, and he's just getting fried. And again, throw it across the middle. That route, honestly, probably the most annoying route in Madden 26. I'm not going to lie. It's just a speed drag, and anytime you can get a unique route that changes the timings of a play, it's going to be one of the better plays in the game. So the Saints doubles flex is very, very good. And they have the bunch tight end weak, just like the Jags. They have the bunch X nasty. Their bunch X nasty is a little different than Jags, a little worse, I'd say. So if you like bunch X nasty, I would recommend Jags. But what makes Saints even crazier is this trips tight end flex formation. Reason being is this RPO zone alert Omaha. So in Madden, they took away the option to flat bubble receivers, like RPO bubbles. But since this is a zone alert and we have the second route on Taysom Hill, we can actually flat the receiver on this play. And if you've played Madden this year, you definitely know RPO bubbles and you put a flat route on the receiver are super annoying to defend because man coverage just gets basically bumps like that and gets glitched. So you have one of the few RPOs in the game that you can still audible and obviously, or hot route. I mean, you can still hot route this side as well if you want to hot route the other side and just throw double flats on your opponent. Super annoying scheme right there. And then passing wise, you have this play called motion HB post or motion Y post. I apologize. One of the best plays in the game in Madden 25 and in Madden 26. It is, again, one of the best plays in the game. And if you're running it, all you got to do, call the play stock, put your slot receiver, the most inside receiver, I should say, on a slant, and you have one of the best plays in the game. You have a real fade on Olave, so that beats man. Super annoying to defend. You can't run cover 2 over there. You have a zig route that runs faster than a return route. Awesome. You have a short post, like a sharp cutting post, and a good running back table route. Honestly, a perfect Madden play, basically. That play has no weaknesses. So the people that run Saints, you can come out and trips tight end flex and run the RPO bubble and the motion Y post. And then if you want to mix it up, you just audible to the Y off trio close, like we broke down in the Jags. Same exact plays. You can audible to the Y off trips nasty, which has the RPO read Y flat. And then obviously you can go to doubles flex close, of course, or the bunch tight end weak. So this playbook, how I describe it is it's like Jaguars with more RPOs. Like Jags already has a ton of RPOs, and this is Jaguars with even more RPOs. So yeah, ton of really, really annoying plays. And then when you get in the red zone, it is so hard to stop the QB blast to not get a yard or two. Right there, we get 5, we get 6. Imagine, second and goal at the 2. You run this, you're like almost guaranteed to get 2 yards. Almost no one really has defense for it. And then if you have like a speed boosting running back, or if you're good at speed boosting, some people run this as their entire scheme. They'll run halfback blast every single play of the game. So one of the most annoying plays in the game, definitely an off meta way to play, I'd say, which is a lot of tomfoolery plays in it, All right, guys, for our next playbook, we're going to be talking about the New York Jets offense. This playbook was super meta, like the second month of the game, I believe. It was almost the most popular, and it actually came back into popularity again. Reason being is at this point in the year, the doubles flex off close is becoming meta again. I think it's because it has some like really good routes that beat switch sticks. But it has the short crosser play, which I explained is a really good play. It has the motion dig under, which is like the super good drag route. It has PA snag, it has Y sail, and it has flood H post, which is a short corner route on your or sharp corner on your receiver in the slot, and a sharp post in the slot receiver as well. So a lot of good plays. I'm actually going to talk about motion angle wheel this play, just give you guys another good play in the double flex to call. Because if I ran Jets, what I would do is I would run Jets as my main offense. So in the Jags and in the Saints, I said, I think double flex is a good audible. If I ran Jets, I would run it as my main offense. And so it has every single play in the doubles flex. And then if you look, you have a play like this where it's a super good quick hike play. All you gotta do is streak your running back. I like to drag this guy. You don't have to though. And you have a good crosser. You have that tight end wheel, which is super annoying to defend, and a sharp corner route. This is one of the best plays in doubles flex. So they run man, sharp corner route wins on the sideline. I don't know if he got his feet in or not. We'll run it again though. This is one of the best plays in doubles flex while off close. Run again. They run man. Our corner route won, but I was scared about the pressure, so we threw our drag, which won again. So this play really, really kills man, but it's also a good zone beater. Let's see what they run this play. They run zone. We can go the short corner route before the deep blue without even a clear out. So that is one of the best plays in doubles flex. And if you combine it with the other plays I showed you in doubles flex, it's very, very good. But let's go and explain what else this playbook has and how you can make a full offense out of it. So what I would do, I would come out in doubles flex, and then I would audible to trips tight end offset when you want to run trips. So you have an RPL bubble. You can't put a flat route on it though, so keep that in mind. You have a speed option, and you have inside zone, and that's basically it. But you also have vertical, so it's a good trips. One thing about this playbook is you have so many quarterback runs. So the red zone in this playbook is really, really nice. So let's go ahead and look at them. If you go to this wing slot offset, this QB power is one of the hardest QB powers in the game to stop. And if you go to the wing slot weak, you have a speed option right here, which is super annoying to defend, and another bubble. So a ton of quarterback runs in this, and I think it's because, you know, Justin Fields is their quarterback. So this playbook gives you a ton of options to run with your quarterback, and it has the best doubles flex in the game. And let's go and talk about its gun bunch. So with the Jets gun bunch, it is actually better than Jags, but it's worse than Benkert. So you have motion corner under, which is a sharp corner route. You have the motion clear to be seen, which is a good play. You have choice, spacing switch, and you have mesh spot. So all the essentials and some extra play. So I would say this playbook has an A+ doubles flex and an A bunch X nasty. So therefore it's one of the best playbooks in the game, and it has a really good red zone. And then if you go to the bunch tight end, it has let me find it. It has the RPO bubble, and it has whips, I believe. Does it have whips in it? Oh, it is not the play whips, but it has mesh. Okay, it has mesh, one of the best plays. And you have this tight open formation, which is super, super annoying to defend. What else do they have? That's probably all I'd run in it, though. So I'd come on doubles flex. I would audible to trips tight end, bunch X nasty, bunch tight end, and tight open. You have a lot of good audible options, and the good thing is they are all directly next to each other, so that it's a fast audible. And then when you get to the red zone, you have a ton of good options. You also have this ace slot, and I'm gonna call this play called post. And what makes this play really good is your tight end. I'm actually gonna respot the ball so it's on the white side. But your left tight end has a speed flat, and very rare do tight ends have speed flats in plays. So if you had a tight end that wasn't, you know, Ruckert, who's probably not very good, you know, that's against man, it's going to be open, especially with a good tight end if you're playing Mutt for sure. And then you also have QB power to run the red zone. So the reason I actually ran this playbook in the second tournament of the year, and the reason being is I thought it had the best red zone, and it also has a very, very good gun bunch. So very good playbook. And if I ran the post play, the route combo that I personally would use, I'd probably do something like this, to where I streak this guy, stem down this post, and then this is a much better route combo. So you have a clear out for your streak, or clear out for your post, the streak, and you have a Texas across the middle, and then a speed flat and a tight end corner. So you attack a lot of the field at the same time. One of the better offenses in the game. And again, if you get in the red zone, run with your quarterback when the QB powers, and you'll score some more touchdowns. All right, guys, for our fifth and final playbook and the best offensive playbooks in Madden 26 is going to be the Kansas City Chiefs book. Reason being, this playbook is the most similar to Benkert Dimes in terms of the bunch X nasty. So I believe Benkert Dimes is the best playbook in the game, but Benkert Dimes is very hard to acquire in Mutt because you can only get it from drops from a Kurt Benkert stream or from the auction house. So it's not really up too often, and you know Benkert doesn't stream every day, so it's kind of hard to get those drops. So if you don't have that playbook, then I highly, highly recommend you run the Kansas City Chiefs. And if you have my ebook, which is in the description on Benkert Dimes, you can basically run 80% of my plays out of Chiefs, and you probably won't even notice they don't have the other 20% because that's how good they are. So the plays they have that are really good is, let me go and find them. They have drive HB under, which is the sharp corner route on the solo side, with the good running back route, and they also have X cross, which I explained is the most versatile and the best play in Madden 26. Besides that, they have bounce mesh drive, which has a good corner route and an auto motion running back route, which is super good as well. And then it obviously has all the bunch essentials, spacing switch, mesh spot, and it also has Y corner pivot, which play looks really ugly on the play art screen, but you can run it exactly like dig return, and I'm going to show you that now. So dig return is not in a lot of playbooks this year, probably like 7 or 8, but it's still one of the better plays in the game. It has a unique route to it, and any play with unique routes typically has value to me. So we're going to go and call it now. And you can do something simple, like put your tight end on a wheel route, put your running back on a flat, and put your slot on a streak. And this is one of the best route combos in the game, because this wheel route from the tight end is going to clear out for Hollywood Brown, and then you have a return route, or it's going to be a zig in this case. A zig hitting the sweet spot of the zone, and if that's not guarded, their user's going to be guarding the slant across the middle. So as you can see, they ran hard flats with a short hook curl, so the zig was covered, but we have a wheel route behind it to make that, you know, a 20-yard gain. Run it again. You know, this time they ran man, our slant's wide open, Hollywood Brown drops it, or is that Xavier Worthy drops it? Run it one more time. They ran man again. Slot receiver's wide open. I'd love for them to run zone one time so I can show you guys the zig route, but they're just, Saints are just running man blitz every single play. All good. One more time. Last time. All right, yes. Yeah, so this time we can hit our zig, make someone miss, and get 20-yard gain. So that's one of the best man and zone beaters in the game. And it's a little different than dig return with the play art, but it has the only route that you truly care about in dig return, which is that, you know, that really good zig. So that zig from the outside receiver is actually better than double outs. I really don't recommend running double outs, guys. It is not like bench pivot. That R1 like out zig route doesn't run very well. So what else makes Chiefs good is you have corn dog, which I can't show off in practice mode because it doesn't work. But in a real game, you can actually hot route corn dog into slot receiver routes, even when he's on the outside. So doesn't work in game, or in practice, but in game you can. And then in the bunch strong nasty, you have plays like dagger and an RPO zone bubble to call. So bunch strong nasty is super good. We're gonna break down dagger, one of the best plays in the game. All you gotta do, post your tight end, streak your running back, and this is a great round combo. Super hard to switch stick against, and basically it's just on you to make the read. Something will be open on dagger basically every time, so we're gonna call it again. This time drag route's open. So what happens a lot is your opponent is gonna see this, they're gonna see this tight end post, and they're gonna slam their switch stick down to guard it, and you have a real fade on Rashee Rice, and that can just be a one play touchdown right there. Post and the drag were open. So dagger, one of the best plays in the game. And let's break down what else this playbook has that's really good. So they have the bunch spread nasty, which is was meta in Madden 25, and it's honestly pretty good in Madden 26 as well. So you can have this in your game. So they have some really good routes, like if you look orbit shallow cross, they have like, that's better than a slot fade route. It's a slot fade, but it doesn't have that same hitch at the beginning, so that's one of the better routes in the game. They have Trio Y Flex, which has an RPO alert bubble. Unfortunately, it's not a zone, so you cannot audible it or put them on a flat route. And then besides that, you have the Y off trips nasty with the RPO read flat. I know how good those can be in Madden. And then the last thing I want to show is this gun bunch tight end. And theirs is super annoying to defend because it has a speed option. And this speed option, I'm not kidding, guys. This is the best red zone run in Madden 26. Like, I don't know what run would beat it in the red zone. Maybe the heavy Saint QB blast is better, but this run is the most guaranteed 4 yards in Madden. The only downside of it is you are running with a quarterback, so there's a risk of fumble, but be safe with your quarterback, slide and stuff, or in the red zone, you know, just make sure you're scoring a touchdown before you get hit. And yeah, so as a pro player, I've played a few guys running this in the red zone, and I still don't know how to stop it to this day. As you can see, you can fumble, obviously. So, but either way, you get access to one of the best QB runs in the game, and it's also in a very good passing formation. So you can call cross drag, which is one of the best passing plays in the game stock. You have that, and then besides that, they do have some pretty good single back, like single back bunch X nasty, with the leak plays, which these are super annoying in the red zone as well. So what I like about this playbook is it is missing a few plays from bunch X nasty, but its red zone is probably 1,000 times better than Benkert. So if you're running the Benkert dimes and you're like, okay, I'm struggling in the red zone, I'm not getting 7s at a good and high enough clip, then I highly recommend going to the Chiefs and running basically the same bunch play, but you have so many more red zone plays to mix in and score free touchdowns.